Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and this is my 210 video. And if I talk calculating with the numbers, so by the time I reach to these 210 marks, then I am already able to complete my 35 hours of English course where I spoke about a various topic and variety of subjects. This gave me immense confidence that I have a great understanding about the language and I can fluently speak about any such topic. If you go back when I started from podcast number 1, I felt like that whether I'm able to reach to this marks or not. When I completed one of my course, I got to know that if you complete 35 hours and immerse yourself back in the any content, then you are going to learn it easily. And that what the aim, but that what I started with. Every day I think of myself that will I ever able to achieve cross the 50 podcast, because at starting it felt very difficult to me. No matter what I try, I'm not feeling the confident. A lot of distraction is there. I felt that this way is not going to work for me, but I keep completing one video after another video. A few months I stopped doing a single video, but later I realized that unless and until I'll not complete what I started, then that is the first thing that you are not respecting the discipline. And that day everything changed, and I started practicing this podcast. Now I reached to 210, which led to a 35 hours of learning. And I am confident that after this video, my every video will have some strong context, critical thinking, and ability where I can share my own thoughts. Well, every thoughts are mine, but majority of time, what I do, I read the articles and then try to recreate things in my own voice. But now I think that after completing 35 hours in English, these are the enough to understand any concept. I now logically understand everything about language, how can speak fluently, how to talk to other people, and how to not get underconfident when some better English speaker comes reach to meet you. For example, it feel intimidating sometimes when we find the person are speaking better than us. But now I'm super confident on my skills. I'm very happy that I reached to that place without wasting so much of my time. Many people not reach to that destination. Now I have to speak more about some controversial topics and topics which are very close to or not being shared. I want to practice the things that people like to avoid it, because the motivational stuff is something that I keep on repeating again and again, and it is helpful at my initial conversation. These are very simple, and you can say a lot of things when you have to speak unnecessary things or things that are relevant, not relevant. But what comes, but when it comes about speaking with the relevant experiences, speaking the thoughts that provoke other people to influence and take actions, that kind of influential speaking that I need to build going forward. Have you ever wondered the great speakers like Charlie Kirk, Jordan Peterson, or the Vivek Ramaswamy, or J.D. Vance, Donald Trump, Jawaharlal Nehru, and these people are the great orator, and they have ability to mobilize the mass by just stating the simple words. And the skill is something that you will learn. It is not something that will come to you automatically, and one day you will decide, today I'm going to become an influencer speaker. This is not going to happen. You have to put your heart and soul and the sweat and blood to make your articulation to that level. Every day I practice, every day I fail, every day I make mistake, but every new day I wake up early, again practice a lot. No matter how difficult the conversation is, whether I'm feeling good or not, I keep on practicing, because this is one thing that I want to learn, and I have to put my 100% effort only in English, and that is what I'm doing from last several days. Back in the days, what I was doing, I was keep focusing on the concept, the core bookish knowledge that I don't wanted to learn now. I wanted to understand the concept and try to connect the dot from what happens. So let's say, as an example, if I'm talking about an airplane, then I need to connect the dot how airplane are, how the pilot works, how dedicatedly they have to practice to get that pilot license. What about passenger? How they buy the ticket, whether they are looking for economic or they are looking for uh, business class. What about air hostess, the air stewards? They practice a lot. They present themselves beautifully so that they get a chance to fly in the air play. So everyone have a different concept. What about the airlines companies? They try to maximize their profit by moving on the route where there is a lot of crowd and good footsteps, and this is how that you can connect all the dots, and finally you will turn the random structure into a story. What you will do eventually is that you can also narrate few incidents that happened in the past, like Indigo fiasco, where all the planes from the Indigo got grounded by stating that there was a technical error and how the people suffered from those problems. Also, you can talk about the Airbus in the Air India 737 incident where the flight just got dropped from the sky just minutes after it took off. And also you may talk about the how the companies, outsider companies from the Etihad Airways, like how they maximize profit by only putting more effort in the efforts to the premium customers. So now you have a lot of pointers available in your head. You have to connect dots and start speaking about it. Similarly, you can also include more things, that what would be the future of Indian airlines or Indian airspace, how the Pakistan airspace shut their lines, that no Indian air is passed. Is there any better way than airways that we can build up, which is economical and cheaper? What about fuel cost? Will that is also going to affect the airplane business? So now that we have the change of idea, now what we need to do as a leader is that we need to speak those idea by making a story, a narrative which can help other person to understand, because the simple numbers are very hard to understand. It creates a lot of questions in my mind, in our mind. But what about the people, and what about the other things that are working there, and where we need to work on things that are really helpful for us. And finally, these dots, that the rough script that we have prepared, this is going to help us to make our thought process clearer, and then we wanted to improve in it. Well, this is how we are going to work hard. We are going to dig deep dive, and after that what we have to do, just like we stitch something, we have to stitch all these thoughts and stitch in a way that it looks beautiful, uh, embroidery. Now if we are not able to do it, then I think we have to practice a lot, but the ideas is there, and the things are there. We just need to narrate it in our own voice. Now how influentially, how convincingly you are going to speak that story, that play an important role. And this is the ability of people who speaks a great story. For me, I am also going to speak a great story, but sometime I miss, lack confidence. But now I am pretty much confident that no matter of struggle can going to give me a backlash, because I now have already practiced 35 hours of English learning, and this learning is going to help me to improve my English communication than ever in my life. If you ask me my honest answer, I started seeing improvement in me. I also started seeing that I'm getting way more confident than the previously I was. Also, now the things are way more easier for me. Back in the days, I was struggling with the word choices and how I speak about the things. But again, this is something that I need to do. I need to practice every day, and once I'll complete it, I think that the more I will familiar with the new words and choices, then I'll become the better person day by day. Considering this what is there, and I'm going to make sure that I'm going to live my better life. Well, this podcast is something that I created a normal story. I don't wanted to speak something that I read from some article. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to narrate something by my own and my own habit, and how the things looks like in my own voice. Well, considering this random speaking versus the scripted speaking, the both play important role. The 70% of scripting and the 30% of the normal speaking will help your brain to think more into a richer category. Not only look at the symptom, but at the root cause, and that would be the main idea about this entire meeting and agenda. Well, considering that what is happening and how the things are working, well, that's how the things goes on. And thank you so much if you being a good listener and reached to this point, and I would like to appreciate your listening skills. So irrespective whether you improve something or not, I'm pretty much confident that you are going to improve your listening skills.